up, everybody? This is Chef Jourdan-Cha'Taun, and you're now tuned in to Chefish. And today, we got one of my best male friends and one of the biggest chefs in Atlanta right now at his premier spot of Toast on Lenox, Chef Virgil Harper.
Yay. So, how y'all doing? How you doing? What's up?
Welcome to the couch, Chef.
Welcome to the couch, okay?
I appreciate your time today.
I'm happy to be here.
Because listen, y'all, he came mid-shift.
Yeah.
He came for me mid-shift and he was a little irritated because he would usually be draped up and dripped out, maybe, like, you know what I'm saying?
I got the right attire on.
He would have came in suited. He said, I didn't know it was videotaped. I mean, he's so busy, he ain't really read the email. So I appreciate my brother being here.
Now we gotta come with our chef wear. At least I had a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? At least I had a t-shirt on me, so
I appreciate it.
I put a t-shirt on.
And it's black, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You look good, Chef.
Yes.
You look good. And you doing 2-a-days on the Peloton bike?
2-a-days.
2-a-days. And we're going to get into that.
We're
get into that.
We're getting it in.
So, Chef Harper actually has been in the business for over 25 years now. And he actually is from Atlantic City, New Jersey. And he Okay, so rip your set then.
That's right.
Rip your set. And he started kind of working out. I'm sure you probably had a few other restaurants beforehand, but you started working at the Borgata Hotel?
No, I actually started working at the Sands as a line server. The Borgata Hotel I started working at the Borgata in like almost 10 years lator when they opened up. So,
okay, let me know, because sometimes I got these time things wrong. First of all,
so the Borgata opened up in 2004. I helped open up the Borgata, but I was a line server at the Sands, and they had a local 54 culinary program. I was a line server, and you know all the chefs took a liking to me because I was like the only one that had a pen and a pad, and I wrote down every last herb they told me to go get, every last vegetable they told me to go get. I wrote everything down, and by the time I got finished training, I had a little notebook, like a little small, take our notes in, a little notebook. It was full, and I was studying everything. I was making me flashcards and all that. And they was like, man, you should take this culinary program that we got for Local 54, man, because you'll be a great cook.
Okay.
And I did it. And, the rest was history.
So how old were you when that happened?
I was like 17.
17.
Yeah.
And you had already been in the business 10 years at that point?
No.
Oh, okay.
This was back in...
Oh, I sped up because then the Borgata Hotel was 10 years down. See, but this is what happens. He don't really do interviews. So I was trying to do my research and do my due diligence, but... You
had it right, though. You was right.
Yeah.
Borgata was
I missed 10 years.
The Borgata was my first chef's job. So he was right.
Okay.
Professionally as a chef, not a cook.
Yeah, because you started out in front of the house.
No.
What is the line server?
Line server is back of the house. It's back of the house. Like it's
front. Kind of runner.
No. It's front of the house and back of the house. You kind of running food to the line.
It's all runner.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Just a little more elevated.
Yes.
They try to put a little.
You wore your chef jacket and everything. Your checker pants. So.
Oh, okay.
With your big top hat. That's when we used to wear the top hats back in the day.
I never worked in an in-between position like that. I was a runner for a little while at P.F. Chang's when I was in college. So I did work in front of the house before too.
Yeah.
But I mean, he taking over the intro. But
that's what I do. Take over.
But look, when you were at the Borgata Hotel, you got to cook for President-elect Joe Biden?
This one I was in Philadelphia at the Waterworks restaurant. It was a Mediterranean style restaurant.
Okay, Philly?
Yeah, this one I was working in Philly. So we did a dinner for Joe Biden back in the day. It was Obama too. Obama was there, everything. That's when he was going.
My president is black.
Yeah, when he's running for presidency.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So was Obama president at that time, or it was Obama?
He was about to he was running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was running it. Yeah.
And what was that experience like? Did you get to talk to them at all, or was it just?
It was great. I talked to Joe, but I didn't talk to Obama. Yeah.
And how was that? Was Joe cool?
They was cool. This before they was in office. So it was.
But Joe Biden's always been a politician.
Well, you know what I mean. Not
He's
the
always
vice president.
He was like on a crime bill back in the day that really fucked up the black community. If we really being
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So okay, so you cooked in Philly, and then how did you get down here to Atlanta?
In 2011, actually, I had came to Atlanta. I had stopped working at the Borgata and came to Atlanta in 2005, and I was working at this Italian restaurant called Preachi's. I only stayed there for like almost 3 months, and I knew the chef and partner, Chef Piero. He's still there to this day. I haven't spoke to him in so long.
Oh, you know what? That means you might need to.
I might need to pay him a visit, right?
Yeah, I gotta say hi.
Yeah, what's his day? Saturday?
Look what you've done.
I'm gonna go say hi to him.
You should.
Pay him a visit.
Yeah.
But I had only stayed there for like 3 months, and I left, went back to Jersey because I got I just moved down here abruptly. So, but then in 2011, I had moved the day my brother had got murdered, and
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so I kind of was like down and out. I left Jersey a day after his funeral, and just kind of. My best friend was like, man, just come down here and live with me for like 6 months. You know, I'll give you 6 months to get your own place. I stayed with him for like 6 months and got my own place, and the rest was history.
When you say the rest was history, does that mean, did you go back to the Italian spot when you got here and got settled?
I tried to, right? I was working at Houston's for a little bit, and I was kind of in between trying to go back to the Buckhead Life Restaurant Group, but then I said that I knew I was in Atlanta. Atlanta's, the black mecca of the United States of America. And I said I wanted to take a stab at going to work in black-owned restaurants because I never worked in a black-owned restaurant before. So I took that stab at working in a black-owned restaurant, and I seen that there was a lot of, it was like extremely disorganized. It lacked a lot of structure. I didn't like the way, the technique of the way they were seasoning their foods.
What technique?
I really want to talk about it. But just anyway, I just felt like I would do well in black-owned restaurants. So
This is when you used to cuss people out?
No.
When you used to be an angry chef?
Nah.
Is this when? I think it is. I think it is. I think we should talk about that too, though.
I mean, yeah, we could touch on that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just. I guess it's passion. I'm not gonna say angry.
Yeah, I mean, I said cussing people out. I didn't even say you was angry. I cuss all the time.
I used to cuss everybody the fuck out. I ain't give a fuck.
And is that because you were frustrated that there was like lack of organization,
lack of everything,
lack of structure?
Yes, and then me coming from a structured background, it's almost like
the military.
Dropping a kid that lived in the suburbs and then dropping them in the middle of the ghetto. Mm-hmm. It was a big culture shock.
For real?
A major.
What? And so you wanted to fight?
No, I wanted to make it right.
I'm just playing. Okay, so when you had made that decision, is that when you started working at Sweet Lounge, BQE, or was there something between that?
So my first job that I took was Frank Ski's. It was in between Sweet Lounge and Frank Ski's. I took Frank Ski's. I stayed there helping them out for like a month.
And what was that like? The month, like what kind of food was it? For people that don't know what Frank Ski's is.
Frank Ski's is a radio disc jockey out here in Atlanta. I think he was in Maryland at the time. He had took the job out in Baltimore somewhere or DC somewhere, and I took the job. It was cool. It wasn't, it was disorganized.
What position was it?
An executive chef.
Okay, so you came out the gate taking executive chef job.
Oh yeah, I always took an executive chef job. I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I took a chef de cuisine or a sous chef job. The last sous chef.
You didn't even say a cook or a prep cook.
No cook.
So wait, are you for real?
I'm dead ass.
So were you never a line cook or a prep cook?
I was a line cook from 96 all the way
I was
up into
high school.
Yeah, from 95 all the way into 2004.
I was a line cook back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a cook all the way up to the end.
I was a line cook back then at a little fish and chips restaurant.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Gotta start somewhere. No,
That's
I was
right.
just making sure because, these days, not everybody, but a lot of people kind of give themselves the title of a chef and then there's no actual experience.
Yeah, I still feel like there's a lot that I'm learning as a chef and owner. Now I'm learning the side of ownership because it is different. You're dealing with different things. You're dealing with, with your accountant more. You're dealing with
I know,
taxes.
but wait though, because you jumping all the way to the end. We're not there yet.
I'm sorry.
You. I know you're
I'm
the
just
big boss.
I'm just giving you.
I know you out here big bossing it around. You know what I'm saying? You about to open up Toast 2. You know, I know it. I know Toast 2 is right there. But I want to start out like in the beginning of your journey because I was saying earlier you don't really give interviews. And so that's what I was trying to express to y'all earlier, to my chefies out there. He doesn't really give interviews. He likes to stay mysterious and
low key.
Low key. He doesn't
and there's a lot of people that asked me to come on their podcast, and it was like I just didn't do it because I just feel like I like to stay under the radar. I don't want to be the guy that
what
everybody knows. I want to be the guy that just everybody know the food, but they don't know who's
they don't know the man.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Mysterious.
Okay. But he's blessing me today. And so when you were working at Frankski's and you went to Sweet Lounge.
Yeah.
That's when we met.
Yep.
That is when we met. Sweet Lounge, because I had just moved out here.
Yeah, just moved out here. You came
Tyler Perry moved me out here. And so
remember.
We followed each other.
We still got that same picture too.
We do. I saved it. Saved it. You was like, so that's how me and Virgil met, was Instagram. We have followed each other for a few years on Instagram, and he was one of my first chef friends in Atlanta when I got here and I moved out here. That was 2016, right after my mom died.
Wow.
And it was literally I took that job 2.5 weeks after she died. Well, he had already been a client. People don't know that, but he had already been a client for a few years, but only like here and there when his family came to LA. I was like the LA chef when his Atlanta chef didn't come. So then his Atlanta chef left on the day my mom died. And so I really got the initial call the day my mom died. And I always am like, when your parents die or somebody really close to you dies, I feel like they like go and make a negotiation with God.
Damn.
Like, this what you gonna do?
That was the blessing.
Yeah.
That was the one. That was the mom. Your mom saying, "Listen, you're gonna keep on working and staying focused."
Like your brother.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Like your brother.
I ain't grieve over. I ain't even grieve. I just came down and just kept it moving.
Yeah, I didn't grieve my mom either. It took me like 2 years. I didn't realize I was grieving. Too. Yes, I try to tell people that too. When they take
2 years to get out of that hunt.
When you take a deep loss like that, you're kind of just in autopilot.
Yes.
And Mr. Perry, he didn't know for 2 months that my mom had just died because they kept trying to get me to commit to a year contract, and I was like putting it off because I'm like, I still gotta take the ashes to Greece. I don't really know if I want to be in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
And so when he found out, he was like, "Are you okay?" Mind you, I usually just drop his food off and leave, and I'm like, "I'm okay. Are you okay?" And he's like, "I'm okay. Are you really okay?" And I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "They told me what happened." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Let me tell you. When I lost," he either said his mom or his grandma. He's like, "When I lost them," he was like, "I threw myself into my work." And he was like,
"Wow.
But what grief does, it waits for you in the shadows." And he was like, "And if you don't deal with it and you don't give yourself time, space, and grace to grieve, it'll sit you down."
Definitely.
And literally, he's not really a client that talks that much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All of them are different, but he keeps a very clear professional, boundary. So when you have reached out, I'm very selective with the people that I associate with. Yeah. So, but I wouldn't say that I have too many male friends, right? But we went from Sweet Lounge to BQE. And then for the people who haven't been to Atlanta, these were some of the premier locations and places to be that cater to soul food, right?
Yeah. And
Right.
it was my first time ever cooking soul food too.
I would have never knew that.
Yeah. So I really, because I got like I'm classically trained. So I'm like, worked in all the French, Italian, Mediterranean restaurants. So I didn't really know how to cook soul food. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say I didn't know how to cook it. I knew what to do with it. But, just kind of doing it with the technique was the highlight of my life. And just the simple fact that I was able to work with Black owners and give them an understanding of what it would be like if you had a chef driven restaurant with a Black chef that focused on the food only.
Yeah, the food.
And they felt it. And they felt it when I was there. They felt it when
you gone.
Yeah, they felt it when I'm gone. And they see them food sales going down. Damn near $150,000.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? So they understand, but because a lot of the
they treat you like you're disposable.
Yes, because and I don't think they do it on
intentionally.
Purpose.
They don't understand the game.
They just don't understand the business like that. They just have they have money, and Atlanta's a place where you could come to and open up something if you got a nice little vibe.
People will come. They don't even care about the food. Really?
Yeah. Now they're starting to care about the food. Now we're starting to turn around a little bit. And
a little bit.
Yeah, we getting there. We
but it takes both though. It's the consumer and it's the chefs and
yeah.
But a lot of times that's what I was saying earlier is people. There's a misconception of there are certain people that are like, oh, you go to culinary art school, you're a chef. No, a lot of people go to culinary art school. They've never been a chef, won't never be a chef. They're people that cook. Or you go straight into restaurants and you learn under higher qualified chefs and you learn the ropes. I always say it takes time and experience, and you can't replace the two to become a chef. But these days, people will give themselves the title with no time in the game, no experience, so they haven't really learned. And so you have all of these businesses where I feel like a lot of chefs and even the business owners are not educated in the space.
Yeah.
No, and so that's where you come in.
Yes, that's where I came in at. And it's so crazy. I learned a lot. So I'm not even going to sit there and say I didn't even learn anything, because I learned so much of what not to do and so much of what to do. So
oh yeah, I'm by no means discrediting the field or the scene, but
definitely.
There are drastic differences.
1,000%.
Yes.
1,000%. Like from 0 to 60 is that drastic. But I was happy that I was able to give them an understanding, because I didn't bend. I'm not a good ass kisser, so I didn't bend. You know what I mean? Like I was down the owner's throat like he was one of my employees.
Right. And do you think that...
And they respect that? They respect it, because I was like, listen, he's either we going to do it this way, or I'm going to remove myself from the situation, because I'm not going to stress while I'm working. So if I feel like something is not going my way, I'm not going to talk to this person and talk to that person. I'm going to sit there and say, you know what? This ain't working out.
But you did. You did carry some stress for a while, though.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about. I mean, good. What I'm saying is that I just did. You know how sometimes people will be working at a job for a long time and be miserable. I'm not gonna get miserable. Once I start feeling it, I'll be like, all right, listen, this ain't working out for me.
Right. So you're not afraid to leave and start.
No.
Nowhere else.
No, I'm like a suicide bomber. Like, don't play with me.
No, hey, one of my friends said you like to jump out of a plane without a parachute.
I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, it don't even matter. Like, it don't even matter. Like, I don't care who's coming. I mean, our celebrities are the food bloggers, the food critics, Food and Wine Magazine, Bon Appetit, all these food publishers that publish chefs that deal with food every day. So, the celebrities are cool, but they're not our celebrities.
Oh, as meaning like we don't necessarily care about their opinion, because
exactly, because if
they're not that educated, they don't really know.
Food.
Yeah.
We love them,
right? Of course,
they look out.
We love y'all. Yeah. We love y'all. You got to a point where you wanted to open your own spot. You were done working with everybody else, right?
Yeah, because I had got out of it was kind of a hectic partnership. My business partner now, we were all in a partnership with someone.
At a different location.
At a different location. And it didn't work out. No hard feelings, no bad blood. It just didn't work out. And Tamara, she had
So his previous business partners have been men, and now we get into the difference of having a woman as your business partner, because that's something I wanted to bring up, because there's not too many often instances where men and women are working together and are really running a very successful business that are not like romantically involved or family. Like, you guys are legit friends. And Tamara Young, right?
Yeah, Tamara Young, yeah.
Okay, so tell me more about that. How you guys came about with Toast. And for y'all that haven't been to Toast, this is actually the color of their interior. So this was my homage. You know what I'm saying? This was my little nod to Toast on Lenox.
That's right.
And so tell me about Tamara.
So yeah, Tamara actually had the concept. She had the name Toast in her phone since like, I think it was like 2016.
Okay.
So Toast was supposed to be a second location off of the last concept, that we were doing with our ex-partner. And when things didn't work out, she just was like, while I was still there, because she had kind of pulled away before I did. And while I was still there, she was just like, so what we going to do? Like, are you still going to do Toast with me? I said, yeah, you damn right. If I said I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Wait, and it's so funny, y'all. I kid you not. I had been going to the other spot looking for him, and I'm like, you must be up to something, because you ain't never here. And I kid y'all not. He let me come and see the space, Toast on Lenox, before it was open.
Yeah.
And this was, so I got to see it before it was open with Tamara's touch on it. Mm-hmm. But I seen it when it kind of looked like a Mexican spot.
Yeah, it was an old Mexican restaurant, yeah.
Right? It was an old Mexican spot. And so what y'all ended up turning it into, I knew it was going to be dope, but I was like, who is this woman? Who is this girl I never met before that you out here doing big things with? Because it's really
she
actually
put that touch on there.
It is. Tamara definitely has the touch, and so she ran a place in Miami.
Yeah, she had a restaurant in Miami and did a bunch of consulting for a bunch of different people as well. So we knew that we were both genuine people, and we had so much love for the art. She just was like, if I find this location, what we gonna do? I said, let's go. And she a grinder, she a hustler, so she about her business. So she called me and said, yo, I found the spot. I said, where at? She said, nigga, meet me over here, hurry up. I had left, met her. I said, oh shit, I always
prime location.
Prime location. And it's actually, I've always lived in that area for the past 11 years. Me living in Buckhead, I've always lived in it's called the Lenox Village area. That's considered the Lenox Village area. So it was dope for me to open up a restaurant in the area that I came up in since 2011. And I'm just so grateful that, like, she chose me as a partner. I'm pretty sure she feel the same way. And because she could have did it with anybody, and I probably could have did it with anybody, but it ain't nothing like a man and woman. Like, women are a lot more due diligent than men. We gotta give them their credit. You know what I'm saying? So
you guys do have a great partnership.
Yeah, we do.
And so, since you have actually been in business between the differences of men and women, what are the biggest differences in the style and how you guys are able to operate?
Well, when men come into the restaurant, they see how they spend money on her.
Okay, we're not talking about that.
You know what I'm talking about? As far as getting her drinks, or let me buy you a drink, let me buy you a bottle of champagne.
So that works.
Yeah, that's a perk, because me, if I see a female that I know and they drink, I'll be like, hey, y'all want to get shots? Let's get shots.
Okay, I guess this is the difference.
Yeah, it's because if it was two men, we're gonna be double spending money.
Okay.
So it balances, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean, like, working together, how men, like, in your other experiences, it kind of seems like even though the guys listen to you, you guys bumped heads a lot. What I picked up on.
They develop egos. Men, a lot of us develop egos, and me and her don't have egos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
a difference.
That's the most important thing. We don't have any egos, and we talk and we listen to each other. Sometimes I flare up, but she's like
Are you done?
Gandhi.
Are you finished? Do you feel better now? Is that like kind of how her vibe is? Like
she's like,
once you're mad,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of like
even keel.
She's even. She don't yell. She don't scream. She just talk.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
She's a real
it
boss out here. It
forces me to calm down.
She's a real boss out here.
Yeah, it forces me to calm down.
Yeah, because sometimes you can be hot-headed, but I kind of think that's how chefs are.
The passion.
Yeah. You simmer down a little.
A whole lot.
Yeah, you have. Okay, so what does it take financially to open up a business? Like ballpark numbers, like what would you advise? Like if you want to open up a successful restaurant, this is what you're going to need of your own money. If you go to a bank, like what does that kind of look like?
Well, the banks really ain't giving up no money for no restaurant at all because they look at it like it's the hardest business. But if you go into a restaurant and say my budget is $150,000 or $100,000, just add another $100,000 on top of that.
So it's always double.
Yes.
Than what you think it is.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
But you're actually doing really good financially at the location, right?
Yeah, we're blessed.
Well, considering inflation, considering COVID,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like you guys are really doing good with your numbers.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Because you guys made back what you invested in a few months, right?
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna tell you this, that I think that we got to start giving it up for the black restaurants out here because there were a lot of restaurants that flourished in Atlanta during the pandemic that were black owned, flourished, like surpassed, was hitting numbers that I couldn't even imagine, and they still don't want to give us our credit as black owned, as a black owned business. They still don't want to give us our credit. They still want to downplay us. They still want to try to close us up because of our culture and just because we're business owners. We're not a part of the culture, but we are, if that makes sense. So I want to give it up to the black owned restaurants that's killing in the game. Everybody's doing great.
That's good.
Yeah.
I wanted to create a space where we actually were able to speak highly of each other because for a few of the other podcasts within the black community that I've listened to, it's kind of messy a little. So I wanted to stay away from intentionally being messy.
Yes.
The business is messy, so we could talk about the messiness within the business, So
is that we got to stop
tearing each other down.
Yeah, we got to stop tearing each other down because I was on I was at a on a panel at a little podcast and I don't knock nobody, you know what I'm saying? They was talking about how black businesses, all they want to do is have hookah and loud music, and they was talking about the grass walls and all that stuff, and I'm just like, listen, whatever work if that's in our culture and it's working, it's working. Let's leave it alone. Like, let's not knock it. Why don't you create a space on your own?
They can't.
And opposed to talking about it, why don't you create your own space so that way you can do what you want to do? Everything that you're talking about or kind of downplaying the next business on what they do, why don't you go open up your own shit and do your own thing and change the demographic?
Because they can't. 9 times out of 10, it's easier for them to critique something that they have never even succeeded at.
Exactly, because guess what? They'll see how hard it is. But it's just our culture. It's the demographic. It's our culture. So,
right.
That's like me. I mean, I would never knock nobody, but maybe that's why I'm kind of mutual and I'm kind of I'm the mutual guy, so it's like I'm not knocking nobody the way they get money.
Right. Well, you're not knocking anybody, but I think that when you talk about your experiences and your transitions, like with the culture shock, when you went from fine dining basically into cooking,
I changed
soul food, and so that was your vision. You wanted to. You went into it. You went into it with the intention of, I'm gonna refine soul food. I'm gonna refine the front of the house and with the customer. We're gonna change how you think soul food is supposed to be. We're gonna tighten it up a bit, and then we're gonna tighten up the back of the house.
Because all we use is all fresh herbs and spices, baby. No seasoned salt, no MSG, no.
And why was that important to you? Because do you still? I know at one of the places you had like thyme and rosemary growing right outside.
Yeah.
Do you have something like that at this
on
location?
14th Street?
Okay, so the new
I got
toast.
a big rosemary bush, yeah.
Toast 2's gonna have the fresh herbs right outside.
That's right.
So why was sustainability so important to you? Fresh herbs locally sourced as much as you can.
I just think that just educating the customer clientele base, letting them know it's out there, letting them know that we have resources that we could tap into.
And it makes the food taste better, ultimately.
Of course.
Of course.
It's different.
And you're also, and then in turn, teaching your line to go outside of the narrow box that we've actually been put in.
And everybody that I've worked with, you know, they've been with me for over, we can keep it going. They've been with me for over 6-7 years. So they follow me everywhere I go.
Yeah, your team.
Yes, that's right. They go with me everywhere I go. That's why when I go to a restaurant and I go open it up,
your food tastes the same.
It tastes the same. It's consistent. And I pay well, too. Yeah. I pay. Everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
So I'm glad that you brought that up, because I also, not only have you built a solid team within you and Tamara, that's an unbreakable bond, dynamic duo that doesn't need to be touched. But I was also going to say that you've built a solid team within your staff, too. And it seems like it is kind of like a family-ish. Everybody.
That's right. We took them to Miami. We took them to Miami this summer.
It's on my card. Let me do my job. That was literally next. I was going to say, and I see that you took.
I seen it already. I
saw that you took your staff down to Miami for an appreciation weekend. Your whole staff. You know what that means? That they're doing numbers. They are making a lot of money.
No, that means that we took a dent.
No, it doesn't. They made it right back.
No, we did something we weren't supposed to do that we said we're going to take away from out of our own pockets and did that.
Right. Because ultimately it brings it right back to you, because then your staff is happy.
Yeah, definitely.
They end up sticking around. You don't think so?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
We took I don't know if maybe next time you can do a local appreciation trip.
No, everything going to be out of town.
Okay. See, I like that, because I don't really even know. Listen, I don't work for all type of rich, very wealthy people, and they ain't been taking us on no appreciation retreats. And I think that that's just really good for solidarity within your team. I know that you are a really involved father.
Yeah, definitely.
And especially your oldest daughter is now working in toast, right?
Yeah.
And so is she officially going to be getting into the business for real, or is this just something she's doing until she figures out what she wants to do next?
She's trying to figure it out right now. I think she's going to stick around. You know, she's 21, so she's learning. She's doing a great job, though, so I can't,
She is.
Got to support her and whatever she want to do.
It's a family affair, because does one of your brothers work there, too?
Yeah, he just moved down like 3 months ago. He's working there now, too.
So does that feel good that you are at a place now where you're employing your family?
It feels amazing.
It does, right?
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
It does. See? Okay, so when you have to work a really long day, before we get to that part,
okay,
when you're cooking in the kitchen, right? Because now when you're a head chef, first of all, and especially an owner, you really shake hands and kiss babies. You work the numbers, you make sure the numbers making sense, and you make sure your staff is doing what they're supposed to do. But you don't really cook. A lot of people don't understand that. When you become the head chef, you ain't really cooking no more.
They be like, the food don't taste the same because you wasn't here. Like, I ain't cooked the food the last time you was here.
Did not. You just didn't know.
They just fucked up that day. That's all. It happens. You know what I'm saying?
So, but when you're at home cooking, or when you do choose to get on the line, what do you like to listen to for music?
What I've been listening to?
Okay, that's fine.
I've been listening to some manifestation music, because the frequency of the music is so low. I gotta listen to old school music.
I listen to old school 90s and manifestation.
My boys Chris and T and this other guy named Londrell. Yeah, he's dope. So they like doing their thing in the manifestation music industry world. So I've been listening to that.
And good for the mental health.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta feed the brain. Mozart.
Yeah.
Classical music.
And so.
But then I turn on, put on a little Future, you know what I'm saying? 21.
Yeah,
Dirt,
we need that.
Lil Baby.
We need that to balance it all out. Plus, those are the homies anyway,
they're
right?
the homies, yeah. So I got to support them too.
Support the homies. So at the end of a long day, when you have actually been working and cooking, what is your go-to meal? What do you eat? He's getting calls, you guys, because he's really, really in the middle of a work day. So, sorry.
Yeah. It's all good. But yo, I love like chicken and rice.
Chicken and rice
With
is your
gravy.
go-to? Okay.
With some gravy, yeah. But
okay. Because chefs always have like a weird little simple go-to. Because I'm a sandwich and cereal girl.
Yeah, I love turkey and cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, so it's like, because the last thing I want to do is cook. If I've been cooking 17 hours, I'm not trying to cook for myself.
But my thing is, you know, I love making my sancocho.
What?
Yeah, sancocho.
What is that?
It's like
Are you Dominican?
No.
What are you?
I'm black.
Oh, okay.
It's like a Spanish. It's like a chicken stew, a Spanish chicken stew. It's just amazing.
That's from living in Atlantic City. You picked up on all that.
Yeah, you know, because we got Colombians, we got Cubans, we got Dominicans, we got Puerto Ricans, Haitians, we got everything, Jamaicans.
So for Toast 2, your new location, is it going to be the same menu? Are you going to switch it up?
It's going to be the same menu, but I'm going to have a lot more.
Virgil, man, when you going to do the food that we've been talking about?
When
you gonna really show the people what you really do?
We working on a night spot.
An after hour spot?
A night spot.
A night spot.
From 5 to 11.
Okay. So a third. Is it gonna be a toast?
No.
Okay.
Well, something toast, else. You know, toast too. I got to make a bunch of breakfast sandwiches. You know, Georgia Tech is right there, so I got to make sure we feeding the college kids. So I'm having. So you're gonna change a little. Just a few more sandwiches on there.
Okay, I love it. And so beyond those 3 locations, are you gonna leave the city? Are you gonna take Toast on the road? Are you gonna franchise?
Yeah, we've been looking at Miami.
And then LA, and then Vegas.
LA, I don't know.
What?
LA, then, you know, probably Charlotte or Houston.
What? No, you need Vegas and LA.
Vegas will go crazy.
LA will go crazy. They don't got no for real good black food.
LA
they got old black food that been there forever. That's just, you know, no disrespect. I'm from LA, so before y'all even try to start with me, okay.
They don't. But a lot of people from LA been telling me to come out there.
So at the newer spot, are you gonna delve into your real way of cooking? Or are you gonna introduce? I'm gonna
introduce some things, yeah, because I got a bigger kitchen now, so I could kind of move around a little bit.
Because he really does some fly shit that y'all do not see on these toast menus. And so
yeah, I worked in some, you know, some real prestigious restaurants before. So, you know, but we ain't gonna talk. I ain't giving them no free promotion.
We ain't giving up no free game over here.
We gotta, you know, it's Black History Month, so we gonna keep on talking about the black-owned restaurants.
We ain't gonna give up too much of the game.
We ain't talk about none of the racist kitchens. You know, we gonna keep it.
I mean, we could talk about that.
No, we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna, you know,
and we ain't gonna kill them yet. Before we wrap things up, if you could give advice, what is your recipe for success? Tell me 3 things that you want anybody to know about the business that's either been in it, that should know it, or that's coming in. Or tell me 3 things that you would tell your younger self.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice is directly correlated to success.
Yeah. Sacrificing a lot. Like, you know, I ain't. Since I've been living in Atlanta, I never took my kids to school, so I sacrificed a lot.
Does that bother you?
Hell no.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Okay, you brought it up.
I'm not oppressed by that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I know what I was working for. I know what I was determined to get to. So nah, I don't regret it at all. I don't know how they feel, but it is what it is now. It's over with.
Okay, that's real. Okay.
But yeah, hard work. You know, a lot of hours. You know what I'm saying? Like take. You know what I always used to do? I used to always underpay and over deliver. So basically, if a person took and thought, I said, "What you think what you need to pay me?" And they would tell me, "This is how much I want to give you. I want to give you 60,000." But I would do the work of a motherfucker that's getting paid 150,000.
You're better than me, brother.
Oh no, it's cool. But guess what? It's like
look where you are now.
Because there's a lot. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I sacrifice. But because there's a lot of people that's out here that they're overpricing and under delivering.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that they shouldn't be doing it, because there's a lot of people that's overcharging that shouldn't be charging nobody anything. You get what I'm saying? Because as much money as they charging them, because they're overpriced and undelivering. So I like to make people feel sorry, like, damn, I gotta give this guy some more money because he done took my business to a whole nother level. But that set me up to where as though I would never, like the last few jobs I took before I opened up my own business, I took them with a percentage.
Okay, and for people that don't understand what that means, tell them.
Like a chef and partner and a chef and co-owner are two different things. A chef and partner is basically
you get a salary and a percentage.
Yeah, you get a salary and a percentage.
Yeah, and what is the typical percentage?
I mean, it could range from 5 to 20%. Yeah.
And then what is the typical salary look like for a chef in the beginning, and then kind of like your 20-something years in? What does that look like?
About
because some people don't know. A lot of people don't know.
See, there's a difference, because
starting out,
the recipe starting out, you have, I mean, like, it could be range from like 50 to 60, and then once you get to the executive chef stage, now just because you know how to cook, that don't make you an executive chef. Mm-hmm. Being an executive chef cooking is like the easiest part, but dealing with your employees, learning how to keep a crew together and have that crew happy, dealing with labor costs, food costs, dealing with the vendors, making sure that you price checking every week. It's deeper than that. So a lot of people think because they're coming into a kitchen and they put a menu together, they think that's what it is. That's it. And it's not it, because it's a lot of people out there that can't even keep a whole crew together. So there's a lot of people that lack in certain areas because they can't keep a staff together. They don't know how to talk to the vendors. You just got to know how to.
So relationships are key.
Exactly.
And knowing how to talk to people.
There you go. Relationships are very key.
Okay. Do you got anything else you want to leave the people before we get up out of here?
Nah.
No, you ain't got nothing else, Virgil.
You funny.
You ain't got nothing else? Mm-mm. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you for coming through and sitting on the couch.
Definitely.
And thank you so much, Chefies, for tuning in. That's a wrap for us.
It's a wrap.